Welcome back to the show where the plague didn't kill everyone. Rob, all by myself, I don't want to be here. All by... I'm glad to have you back, dude. Seriously.
Yeah.
Talking to myself, laid back on the sofa in my pants while I kind of just talked for half an hour, unfiltered, was painful.
Well, that's an insight into how you're doing, because I imagine you just sat at your computer, but now I know you're laying on the sofa in your pants.
I was laid on my sofa, in my pants, arm over one side, fairy lights on, drinking the other.
What were you drinking? Was it like a whiskey on the rocks?
That would have been very good.
You get your smoking jacket
if I was
on.
doing that, I would have had to have a fag in the other hand, wouldn't I? I would have just been like burning away. And just, I would have felt very William Shatner at that point, I guess, for some reason. No. It was just a glass of Coke.
Yeah.
Yeah, the dirty stuff. But no, I'm glad you're back.
Yeah.
And it's your turn for the next month of recording to cough throughout the entire
Yeah.
episode. I did it for long enough. It's your turn
You did
now.
have that cough a long time.
And sod's law, so they put me up for an x-ray. It just went. It's
Yeah.
like, see ya. It's like, thanks. So we've got quite a lot on this week, which is nice.
Yeah.
2 releases today. USS Shit Show and this episode, so lucky people.
Yep.
Should we go through what we've got? We've got another misheard lyric quiz. Woo. And we're going to be talking about those playlists we made about a month ago. We're going to be talking about, apparently, your MHSGP experience. Well done, me and my keyboard typing.
Yeah.
Your NHSGP experience. You're going to talk to us about Power World, which has been released on Xbox and just Xbox, is it?
It's on Steam as well.
Oh, it's on Steam as well. Then we've got the Channel 84 Nostalgic Kids Show Knockouts.
Yay. It's been ages since we've done that.
It has been ages since we've done one of those. And we've got a taste test. But not quite the taste test people are expecting. But we'll talk about that later.
I just realised what the name of it is.
Oh, yeah.
Is it recording, Tom?
Such a dick. Why do you do that to me? I hate you.
Now you have to either cut that out and all of this, because otherwise people are like, what's he talking about?
No, I'm leaving this in. I am a lazy editor. I am purely leaving that in.
As you can see, I do have a bit of a cough. So, yeah, sorry, everybody.
Diseased.
Yeah, you're in the diseased house. You've come to my house.
I know, I should have brought some yellow tape with me
plague
and put crosses on all the windows.
Well, I was out there earlier scrubbing the red X off the door, allowing people to come back to it.
Very good.
Yeah, so I wasn't very well, nor was T. T was way worse. Oh my gosh, T was way worse than I was. I lost my voice. But,
You did, but it magically came back. Luckily
magically
for us.
came back, so yeah, lucky, lucky you. My wife might have something else to say about that. Yeah, so he ended up having tonsillitis, and I think I probably did as well, but they don't tend... I can't take a lot of stuff. I'm allergic to penicillin and amoxicillin, so I can't actually take a lot of stuff.
No,
so the
there's not
stuff
much.
they give me shit.
Yes.
So a lot of the
It
time...
was something like clarithromycin, was it?
I don't know. It's never really works. So a lot of the time they always say to me, don't have anything and just see how worse you get.
Yeah.
And that's what happened last time I had tonsillitis. They said they're not going to have anything.
See, the
Come back to us in
difficulty
10
is
days.
the 2 that you are allergic to are the 2 that target tonsillitis really well.
Yeah.
So all you can have is what's called a broad spectrum antibiotic, which does everything. But
Yeah, the ones that all the
just
bugs
not
are
as
starting to
effective.
get immune to.
Sadly, yeah, that's why kind of C. diff and that sort of stuff exists. But you didn't get them straight away, did you? You didn't get your
No,
antibiotics
it
straight
took a
away.
long
It was a
fucking time. So calling up the doctor's surgery, as we always do, waiting in queues. And because if you've got a kid under 5, I don't know what every surgery, we have to do like an online form now first.
Oh, we're not allowed to phone anymore. You just get told, no, go online and fill out the form,
Yes.
and we'll contact you within 24 hours.
So we do that too. But what Miranda says, and what I've got noticed as well, when you do it for a child who's under 5, by the end of it, it just tells you to call the surgery anyway. And it also says the surgery has not been notified.
Nope.
So there's a little bit of a workaround you can do there. You can just call them up straight away and just be like, I've done the online form. It's told me to call you. And they don't check.
No.
I'm assuming they can't check.
Well, they can't check because
the
it's
machine
not
says
actually
no.
triggered anything.
But, I did do it, though. I did actually go through it. Then had to wait for the phone call because you get triaged by the receptionist, which I don't like at all. I really don't. We've gone on about this before. I just don't like. I
don't agree with it.
I'm really sorry if there's any NHS doctor, surgery receptionists who listen to us, but I think you come across historically as nosy bastards. Am I wrong in saying that? They never used to have to be told what was wrong with you.
No, they would ask, and if you said, I'm not comfortable saying, they'd normally leave it at that.
There was a pushy one at my old surgery in Chiswell Green.
Oh, right,
You probably went to the same surgery.
Midway.
There was one there. She was a bit pushy and she would ask. And I remember one time I just told her I had like something wrong with my cock and it shut her up.
Beautiful.
Because
I was
there at the reception desk. I've already got a doctor's appointment and she's asking me what's wrong with me. None of your fucking business, love. I'm not going to get embarrassed telling this room full of people my cock's rocking off. I don't care. It's you that's getting embarrassed.
Exactly. This is it. You're at a desk. You've got no need to know. You've already allocated me the appointment. So why are you asking now?
Yeah, what's it got to do with you?
It's not like the doctor's going to go, let me go and get my gammy cock medicine because I know my next patient needs it. It's like, no, they're going to treat you in exactly the same way.
I do understand it has actually made it easier to get through to the doctor's surgery doing this now, because now people are getting pushed around. And what I said to Miranda is like, you're now getting pushed around a new system. So the people that maybe don't quite need to see a doctor just yet, who would normally got an appointment to be told you've got a cold, are now not getting through because they're getting pushed through the system, which is also what happened to us, I think, with T, incorrectly with T, whereas we actually got seen by a doctor, but they sent us to St Albans Hospital to see a doctor there.
Yeah.
And that was on the Friday. I think it was a Friday.
Yeah, of course, because that's now a GP service. It used to be urgent care, but now it's an out-of-hours GP service, which is such a waste for that hospital.
And maybe the doctor was having a bad day. They weren't very good with T that day. And he's normally, historically, he's been really good at the doctors. And a lot of the times, I would say the doctors are really good with kids normally. I just think this woman at the start of it wasn't having a very good time. And then she warmed up by the end of it, I think, when she realised actually she's upset him quite a lot by not being careful enough.
Right, okay, yeah.
And she's basically just said, it's a virus. There's nothing I can do about it.
Which is what they always say.
And this is after him having a fever for like 2 days that we could not touch with any drugs. Would not get below 40 for 2 days. And you're like, that's scary, because that's the start of the bad zone for kids.
Yeah.
And they're like, and she goes, if he still has it after 7 days, come back. I was like, no. We got to Monday, where it did start, when we were using ibuprofen, it did actually start working. At night time, it would creep back up again. I think I had a day like it was like 42 or something in the night, which is scary.
Yeah.
And then I've lost my train of thought.
It's okay.
And then we called the doctor again. And they then did what I'm talking about, sent us through the system, which is go see the pharmacist. We've sent your information to the pharmacist. We'd like you to go see the pharmacist, which is not what they used to do. And I know they're changing the rules now.
Well,
pharmacists will be able to
literally, the article I read, today. So, pharmacists can now prescribe antibiotics without patients having to see a doctor under a pharmacy first service.
Yeah.
So there's 7 conditions that you can now go straight to your pharmacist for. Mm-hmm. That's sinusitis, sore throat, earache, infected insect bites, impetigo, shingles, and uncomplicated urinary tract infections in women under the age of 65.
That's
That final one's a
Very
bit long-winded.
specific.
It is
What's
very
the first
specific.
one? You said sinusitis.
Sinusitis.
So I had sinusitis, and they would not give me anything. They said I had to wait 10. It was either 10 or 12 days. They said I had to wait.
Yeah.
And if I still had it, then
they'll
give
consider
me
it.
something. Yeah.
I get it regularly. I hate it. It's agony.
Painful. I'd only ever had it once. So we went to the pharmacist. Really nice guy, but it was a bit like going for sympathy from your mate. He wasn't giving us any information. He gave us no information other than going, oh yeah, he is a bit poorly, isn't he? Yeah, and you've done this? Yeah, oh, bless him. Oh, bless him.
Just what you really need.
We're both like, can you help us? We've been sent to you. And he basically just said, call the doctor. But what really worked in our favour is that he then, because we did it through the doctor's surgery, and then got... Oh, no, so was it 111? It might have been 111 I
think
called,
you
and
did
then
it
they
through
did
111.
Yeah, and then they set it up, and they send all your details to the pharmacist, and they have to say they've seen you by logging on the system and say what they said to you and send it off. He didn't do it. So the next day, their system was saying I didn't turn up. So another female pharmacist called me, and I was like, oh, hello, and she explained it, and then she's like, oh, just do it again with me on the phone, and went through it, and she goes, these are the exact same symptoms my son has. He's got tonsillitis. I want you to go back to the doctor today.
There you go.
So I called the doctor's surgery and got an appointment with his doctor, who is so good. His doctor, this lady doctor, she's quite new there. She is so good. And yeah, we're in there because she does literally everything. She literally just makes him strip off, basically, and does every single test that you... So I think it's also to make the parents feel a bit at ease that they've actually have been looked at, rather than just going, yeah, it's got a temperature, it's this. And she basically was like, he's had a temperature for far too long. He hasn't actually got, I think like white gunk on the tonsils, which
normally
is
white spots,
which is the bacterial version of the...
Yes.
But it is really red and really inflamed. And he doesn't have a chest infection, and he doesn't have an ear infection. It's really not else that he can really be to have a fever for this long.
Exactly.
And literally, the next day after having the antibiotics, fever was gone. He started talking again. He hadn't spoke to us for a couple of days.
Oh,
and that is scary.
That's
and
horrible.
He didn't eat for 4 days.
So let me just quickly interject here. I know exactly how you feel. So rewind about 1.5 years. So you know how old Mighty would have been then.
Yep.
He had a temperature of about 42.
For that small is really, really scary.
So I phoned 111 because guess what? The GP surgery wouldn't answer their phone.
Yep.
And 111 said, no, we've booked you to go and see the GP at Luton GP service. Not A&E, GP service.
That's a bit further for you.
Well, it's not a problem. It's straight up the M1. I didn't get it. The only issue was I was like dead as well. My throat was raw. I knew I probably had something like tonsillitis. So I'm guessing he was going to probably have had something similar, but I felt awful. I had a temperature of about the same, sweating, but I said, look, I'll take him. So I took him up there. GP looked at him. And again, like exactly your experience, you could see they are overrun in there. So she'd probably seen like 100 people before us easily. And she was just bored. She was sick of it.
Yeah.
So she kind of looked at him and his temperature is high. Calpol, if it's not after 3 days, speak to your GP again. And that was that.
Yep.
After a day, and it still hadn't gone down on Calpol, I said, no, I'm not having this. So I took him to Watford A&E.
Yep.
Booked him into Watford A&E.
It's brilliant, Watford A&E.
We
fantastic.
got to children peds department, which... brilliant.
Yeah, they're great.
And oh my God, they were wonderful. Okay, we were there for 2 hours as they were a bit worried because his little heart was pumping so quick because he was so poorly.
Yeah.
And doctor looked in his throat and went, it's tonsillitis. I don't know why that's been missed. And exactly in yours, you're exactly the same thing. Antibiotics, and then he started drinking his milk the next day, and he was good as gold.
Yeah.
And it just really pissed him. All it took was that 5 little minutes extra of patient care, and to listen to the parent, and golden.
Yeah.
But I bet you had the same experience that I did as well with this. So I said, because I'm pretty sure I've got whatever he's got.
Yeah.
I feel awful.
I said the exact same thing.
There's antibiotics for the child. Anything for me? Well, no, I haven't checked you, so you can't have anything. Brilliant. So I'm just going to reinfect him, shall I?
Yeah, I went once when I was really ill, and he was ill too. And I said, "Look, while I'm in here, can you just check me because I'm feeling fucking terrible as well?" She's like, "No, you have to book an appointment. I get a certain amount of time allotted.
Yeah,
for each
they
patient,
get
just like
15
I get
minutes
15,
per
but
patient.
We were there for 5 minutes for him. It was like, "You've got 10 minutes left."
Yeah,
See me? You're already running an hour late.
But this is
What
the point.
difference does it
So
make?
basically, we would have had to go home. I would have had to phone the GP, get told, right, there's no appointments today or for the next week. Come back in a week. So it was so stupid.
Yeah, because when we saw that doctor the last time, his heart was going crazy because he was still hadn't really recovered from the doctor before.
No.
So we had to then go to the doctor again. They booked us another appointment, but I had to go somewhere else
Yeah.
to just get his heart rate checked, just to make sure that nothing going on. And
So-
it was just because he was worked up.
It was because he was worked up and
Yeah.
probably because they'd seen that there had been so many phone calls and visits about
Yeah.
this that they were getting concerned. If we miss something now, we're really in trouble.
Yeah, and that doctor, he was brilliant as well. Yeah, he was absolutely
Well,
brilliant.
I've got to say, if anything is ever wrong with T or K, I'm going straight to Watford A&E now because their PED department, wow. And even their out-of-hours GP service, which is kind of the intermediary of the two, that you can get seen at, and then they'll say, actually, no, I'd like you to go to PEDS or I'd like you to go to A&E. They were brilliant as well. They were really good because they're the ones that initially picked up and said, let's get some ibuprofen in him and see if it brings his temperature down while we wait for paediatrics.
Did I tell you? I think I did it on the Three Dads pod when we had to stay over 3 nights in
Yes.
Watford. That was on the Three Dads. I can't even remember what it was. The reason was now, but yeah, he wasn't eating his milk. And that was his first ever Easter.
That was, he wasn't having a wee, if I remember, was he?
Yeah, he hadn't been for a wee and he hadn't drunk
And they
anything,
then
and they
wanted him
got
to have a
worried.
pee before they'd let him go. That was
Yeah,
it.
he had to have a pee and also take a full milk without throwing it up.
That was it.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, mate, kids. One way to ruin your life. No, that's really horrible.
Kids, ruin your life.
I love my kids, but good God, when they're unwell, it
They
makes
scare
me
you.
so upset and sad. I won't sleep. When one of them's poorly, I'll doze and that's about it until they're better because I'm just so worried that what if they need me and I'm asleep and I don't hear them? It's gut-wrenching. I hate it.
You know what's happened now? I spoke about this only yesterday to the wife. We were watching something on TV and it had a baby in it that was being stillborn. Now, it did come alive again afterwards, but I can't watch anything with children in it now.
Nope. I used to be a hard-ass bastard. Nothing really used to make me cry.
Cry everything now.
The closest thing that got me to crying was probably like The Green Mile.
Yeah.
And even though that was more a little bit of a sniff, it's like, I'm hard still. But no, now I've had kids, especially anything with children in. No, I hate it. It upsets me.
Even just the thought of the Tom Cruise film where he loses his kid.
What, War of the Worlds? He gets them back at the end.
No. The future one where he's a cop, the precogs. What's that film called?
Oh, the Ula Milky Poo Poo ladies.
Yeah.
Oh my God, how can we not know the
I've
name
seen
of
it a
that
million
terrible
times
film?
and I can't remember the name of it. But yeah, that one where he loses his son because it's all about that, isn't it? He's like swimming and he's going underwater and holding his breath and he comes up and his son's not there. Oh my God, I'm getting heart palpitations just thinking about it.
I'm more getting a heart palpitation that I can't remember what the name of that film is.
I'm surprised I can remember the word precog, but can't remember the flipping name.
Is it Minority Report?
Minority Report.
Yes, Minority
Yeah.
Report. It came out of Vanilla Sky, the only film I've ever fallen asleep in.
I don't think I've seen Vanilla Sky.
Well, I fell asleep in it and then woke up to it basically saying, don't worry, Mr. Cruise's character. This is all a dream and things have just gone wrong. We're fixing it our end and everything will go back to normal. They basically got a primary school child and said, can you write the ending for us? You know how all their stories always said,
It's
and
AI.
it was all a dream.
Was it AI? I haven't seen Maverick yet. I want to see some sweaty men. I really want to watch something with sweaty men. Are there sweaty men in Maverick?
What's Maverick?
Top Gun.
You've seen
No, I've not watched it yet.
Have you not seen the new one yet?
No, I haven't watched it yet.
Oh, mate.
Because we watched the first one at the same time. I haven't yet watched the second one.
Oh, you've got to go and watch Maverick. There's lots of sweaty men in it. It's not as wet as before, though.
Can we watch it together?
I'll go on then. I'll hold your hand and everything.
Yes.
But I will not reach in and get your popcorn. What on earth was that lyric? Okay, you've all heard it. What the hell was that lyric? Well, that song in that little intro bit was called Caffeine Bomb by the Wild Hearts, and it's a great song. And hearing them do it live, especially when Ginger Wild Hearts had a few beers and he fucks up the lyrics himself, it's just wonderful.
I think I heard cocktails was the only word I heard.
Cocktails in there. There's all sorts. In fact, hang on, let me dial it up for you.
Is
Because,
this garage?
hi, Simon. You are out there to really upset everyone. If we get a negative rating now on Good Pods because of this. So, okay, you heard cocktails, and what you should have heard was eyes dried tight, got to get myself together, need a kickstart, cocktail, 10% coffee with a high-rise family size, guaranteed to catalyse the little bit of brain I got a hanging from on last night.
Well, he's a good lyricist, but that's too fast. You never understand it.
Well, luckily, that's not the one I'm going to ask you to look at. Sorry, we're both looking at your cat licking its genitals.
She started walking funny, and then she just turned around and she's just licking herself.
Yeah, so she's like, look at me, everyone. Look at me.
And I moved those posh vase things out the way so she didn't weave in between them like you were worried about last time.
Oh, thank God for that. Well...
Is it recording?
It is recording, but I'm going to have to press stop and then start again so that we've got the microphone for the laptop connected. And by the magic of editing, you won't have noticed anything just happening there.
Dun, dun, dun.
So I've got another little quiz for you.
How many?
There's 2 songs this time.
Only 2, right.
Only 2 songs, but out of those 2 songs, each of them have got 3 lyrics I would like you to identify.
Okay, got my eyes closed.
Well, first of all,
my other senses.
I want you to tell me the band if you know it, tell me the song if you know it,
Right.
and then obviously tell me the words you hear.
I haven't got over Blur Song 2 yet, so...
Okay, well, I'm sure you'll manage. So, song 1, lyric 1, and again, you're getting it twice.
Right, money he was counting is the end. Something captain, something money he was counting. Never heard the song before. Don't know who it is.
Really?
Not a clue yet.
Okay, so it's Metallica.
It's Metallica.
It's Metallica, and it's a
doesn't sound like
Thin
Metallica
Lizzy
to-
song called Whiskey in the Jar.
Ah.
So they had a fantastic album called Garage Inc.
How
And
old
there's-
is that?
Garage
Garage? Is it Garage?
Garage. Garage Inc. was early 90s, I think, as an album, maybe mid.
Okay.
I'm not sure, but it's full of cover songs. One of the most famous ones on there is called
You've told me about this album before.
Am I Evil, which is a song by Diamond Head.
Yeah.
Diamond Head for old
Got in
on stage and
trouble.
got booed
Yeah, I
off.
remember that's it, yeah.
So, okay, you get 0 on the band name, you get 0 on the title.
I must have done all right there with the lyrics.
Okay, so the lyric for that was, I saw Captain Farrell and his money he was counting. So I'm going to give you 1 point on that one.
Wicked.
What will you make of the next one?
I shall rain down a doo-dabba-da.
I'm blue.
That's what he says. I shall rain down a dabba-doo-dabba-da. Something like that.
Okay, well, you get 0 points.
Oh, stuff it. That's exactly what he said.
You get musha ring dumma do dumma da.
Mushering.
Yep, musha ring
He's
dumma
not good.
do dumma da.
I wouldn't want to play Scrabble with him, would you?
Okay, look, third lyric of this first song.
Some men
hang
like
on.
fishing.
I didn't give you the second.
Some men like... It sounds like it says the fishing. Some men like fishing. Some men like the... Sounds like fountain. I have no idea what that last one
I'm
is.
so glad you
Fighting.
said that. I always used to think it was either fountain, which is like, what the fuck does that make sense? I know it's an Irish song, but come on. Or fighting was the other one I went with. It
Yeah.
makes a bit more sense. But no, it is fouling. F-O-W-L-I-N.
They're not playing
with an
football, are they?
Well, I
Are
presume
they
fouling is fighting. I presume
Oh,
it's...
right.
So you know what? I'm going to give you a point for that. So song 1, you get 2
2
out of 5.
5. All right, okay.
Are you
Well, I'm
ready?
sticking with what I've said. I know lyrics.
Fair enough. Well, hopefully you'll have a bit better luck on song number 2.
Right. This is Disturbed.
1 point.
No, I love this song.
I love this
It's a
song.
cover from the Garfunkel thing.
Simon and Garfunkel, yes. No bonus points. So Simon, just so you know, his face at the moment is contorted, and he's trying to think of all the
Sound of
lyrics.
Silence.
There we go. We've got 2 points
I had
already.
to make my way through the lyric. I have no idea what the fuck he says though.
So he says, "Neath the halo of a street lamp."
Yeah.
So beneath the halo of a street lamp, basically.
Yeah. Is it more legible when Simon and Garfunkel say it?
Yeah. To be fair, it does sound like he's having a bit of a stroke when he sings this song. He slurs a lot of it.
Now, I hadn't heard of any Disturbed songs until I heard this song live on, I think it might have been Jimmy Kimmel or some American talk show.
Yeah.
He sang this live, and I was so enthralled by it. I looked them up, and I love Disturbed now.
Oh, Disturbed are brilliant.
Absolutely loved them.
But this song is not anything like what they normally do.
No.
That's the thing. Don't
But
get
it's his
trapped on this
voice.
one.
It's his voice. It's just amazing.
So I only discovered this song by listening to Puddle's Pity Party,
Which I've heard because
which
of you.
is just wonderful. And he's done a version of
sings
this.
it. Yeah, he sings
And
it
then
very
it
well.
came up with, what about Disturbed's version? I was like, I'm sure Disturbed are a really dark heavy metal band. I'll give it a try. And yeah, you're right. I was like, I love it.
I've heard a lot of these metal bands when they actually sing songs like this. The lead singers are fantastic singers.
Anyway, second lyric. See if you get a point this time.
Here, hear my words and I might teach you.
Very close. Hear my words that I might teach you.
Okay.
So 1 point there. Very good. Final lyric now.
And the signs
Oh.
of the prophets are written on the subway walls of tenement halls.
Well done. It's that tenement halls bit that I could never understood what it was when
it's tenement
when
halls.
you hear
right?
Simon and Garfunkel's version, it's very much clear. But their version, this version, it's not. So you're right. And the sign said the words of the prophets are written on the subway walls and tenement halls.
Yeah, I got it pretty close. That's pretty close.
No, bang on. So you get 4 out of 5 for that one. So you know what?
Nice.
6 out of 10.
Disturbed are garage, right?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
Definitely
awesome.
garage. But sticking with music then, we did playlists a month ago, and we were meant to be listening to each other's playlists.
I listened to it today, actually.
Oh, did you?
believe it
That's
or not.
good. Well, let me mute my laptop just in case it goes boop, boop, boop.
Yeah.
And let's get these playlists open. So, what did you think of my playlist for you?
I enjoyed it. There are certainly a couple on there. I'd have to listen to them again to name them. That I was like, not my thing.
Fair enough.
But the lumberjack one is wicked.
How can it not be? It's a song
wicked.
with a lead instrument of a chainsaw.
Yeah.
And he does that live on stage. And it's just a thing of beauty having a musical chainsaw in a song.
Other two noticeable mentions in your playlist, my other two favourites, Living on the Edge by Aerosmith is a fantastic
It
song.
is. Just the one, the biggest line in there that I think is just wonderful is, if you can judge a wise man by the colour of his skin, you're a better man than I. And that's just, it's so perfect.
Yeah.
That line itself, just full stop.
It reminds me of this radio show in Australia. I might have sent you before, and they do a segment called Living on the Edge, and it's people write in about something they've done. like they see a sign that says "Don't walk on the grass," and they walk on the grass, and they
Right, okay.
and then it goes "Living on the Edge." And
Oh, that's
I'll
nice.
find some for you and send them to you.
Yes, please, and we'll
they
throw
are
those in.
hilarious. Yeah, it's just like people like will say stuff about their wife or comments about their wife to their wife, and they were like, "I'm living on the edge," you know. And the other one is it's Bare Naked Ladies, like My Room. What a great track.
Oh, it's a fantastic track. It is an absolutely fantastic track. Coming over to your playlist, so the first thing I've got to say, as much as he is a far better singer than I'll ever be, and people on this podcast can fully
It's
understand.
about Russell Crowe.
I don't like Russell Crowe singing. I'm sorry. I'm not with Dan saying he can't sing, because he's obviously got way more talent than I will ever have.
Yeah.
But I just did not like his voice doing that song.
As I said when this was brought up on the Discord, this song is just representing Les Mis, and I purposely picked it because people say he can't sing, well, I actually think he is a pretty good singer.
Well,
and
no,
there are definitely
I
better versions of this song.
That's what I was going to say, because what I did is I went away and listened to the original cast doing it, and then other versions of it, and he is the letdown of the versions, I would say. But as the song goes, loved it. High Ren, absolutely adored it, but we've spoken about that one before.
Yeah.
It's impossible to get away from, and interestingly, whether or not you would normally do this or not, I don't know, but I'm going to my best friend's funeral on Friday, and I'm sorting out the playlist for it, and we've had all his family have inputted and stuff, and we all put High Ren on the after funeral playlist. So when people are milling around chatting, you're going to be hearing High Ren in the background.
Oh, mate.
Soul Man, obviously, just because the Blues Brothers are just goddamn awesome. You can't ever be that. And fuck you, actually. I've gone back and listened to that whole album by Lily Allen because of this track. I don't like her as a person, but I like her as a musician. I quite enjoy that album.
She's certainly very outspoken.
Just a little bit.
She's more likable than her dad.
Just a little bit. Now, honourable mentions. Regressamine. Awesome. Loved it.
Listen to the rest of his stuff, man. He's got some
I
really
will
good...
do.
We were talking about crying earlier. There's a song about his friend. I think it's his friend getting stabbed.
Right, okay.
I want to cry every time I hear that song.
Okay, well, I'll do some digging on that. But I laughed out loud when I heard it the first time.
Yeah, it's quite a good
just,
song, yeah.
It's just wonderful.
Yeah, it's funny.
I think if I had to choose one that I really wasn't blown away by, and I genuinely don't want to upset you, but I don't particularly like game soundtracks. Now, I like classical music. I like opera.
I didn't pick a good one.
However,
the version I didn't pick isn't a good one.
Fair enough. Because what I find is I like classical, I like opera, but on the most part, even when it comes to classical and opera I'm listening to, I'm not listening to an entire opera or an entire classical piece that might go on for 30 or 40 minutes. I'm listening to the most popular bits. So things like Turandot by Pavarotti is much shorter than the entire opera itself, or Canon in D by, I've forgotten who it is, Pachikov or something like that, and it's a massively long song, but actually the version that gets put on the CDs is a lot shorter. And what I just find with the game ones is they're very long, and I'm at awe at the quality of the music in them, but it's not something that I could just go away and listen to. If I was playing the game along with it, I think it would become more of a spectacle, because I'm enjoying what they're putting on screen at the same time as enjoying what they're creating the music-wise.
So we're talking about One Winged Angel by Nobuo Uematsu. So what I put in the Spotify list is the one from the game, and it's super long, and it's not the one I should have put in. I did
think it was super long.
Distant Worlds, I think, is the thing we went to see. I should have put that in, because it is in like 2 minutes then. And it's just this is the main theme of it, and it's much better.
Interesting, okay.
It's not going to really change your opinion on it, because it does still sound like that, just live.
No, but at the same time, if it was shorter, I'd probably give it more.
But then that's the point of this list.
Well, exactly, and that's the point, isn't it? I enjoyed your what I deem pirate music.
Oh yeah, Longest Johns.
Ultimately, I enjoyed it. It was nice to have something different on in the car that wasn't a podcast or just one of my standard playlists I stick on shuffle with just my standard favourites on.
Did you listen to Metal Up by Miracle Sound? The whole album. I really think that one you'll actually like.
No, I haven't. I will add that to the list. On my one, so I actually had a comment made on YouTube, and I'm just going to load up YouTube Studio now. One of the few people that listen to the podcast on YouTube Music, as I'm assuming here. And let me just do get rid of I haven't responded. So, Assignable Jack, hello, 13 days ago. By Ectom, I audibly reacted to some of your music choices. And as soon as I got to there, I thought, oh no. A stellar list. Yay! As far as Therapy, Terrorvision and Wild Hearts go, I play them to the uninitiated in that specific grouping, as I feel they singularly represent a British rock sound that I've rarely seen emulated. And actually, I 100% agree with this comment on that. I find Terrorvision, the Wild Hearts, Therapy are very much their own genre of British rock, and there isn't very much out there that sounds similar to them. I know they're a lot earlier than things like Kasabian. You can't even go down that route. I'm just trying to think of what would get classified as British rock nowadays. Depressingly, Coldplay probably gets fallen under that at some point.
Yeah, maybe.
But I agree with the Assignable Jack. They are three sounds that you don't get very often.
Yeah.
And no, I love them to bits. Out of those three, was there a particular? What did you think of Therapy and what was it? Therapy, the Wild Hearts, and Terrorvision.
I'm a bit boring. I like them all. I haven't really got like a big, massive, long thing to say about them other than I just actually really like them all. What I didn't do was then go to each one and then start listening to albums past it.
No, well, that's fair enough.
I just kind of kept going through the playlist and be like, which ones do I like?
So did you say there was one that you didn't particularly like, or there was some that you didn't particularly like?
There wasn't any that I didn't like. It's just the ones I liked more specifically. Well, I mean, I already knew the Bare Naked Ladies and the Aerosmith one.
Oh,
but it's just the Lumberjack one was such a really good one to start with. But it's just so weird with the chainsaw thing.
You just don't see it coming. You just don't see it coming. And then I think the only other one on that list, actually, Mr. Torture, I swear that should have been a song on Guitar Hero.
Yeah, it's got that vibe to it, hasn't it?
It's got the wind and the flame, or whatever it is, the dragon and the flames sort of vibe. And talking about that, I actually want to go and buy Guitar Hero again. You're giving me that PS2, aren't you?
Oh, you've got the bag. Don't let me forget. I've got that bag upstairs.
I could buy Guitar Hero and actually play it. Oh,
on the original hardware, yep.
Ooh.
Do not let me forget that bag. It's in my bedroom.
Oh, that's made me very happy. Not your bedroom. Let's stop it right there, okay? Behave.
Welcome to the House of Fun. I just wasn't Input Madness on my list, actually.
Yeah, I didn't. And again, there's a lot. Well, I didn't put any Kinks on my list either.
But then again, though, we were trying to pick things that we didn't think the other person
would. Well, that's it.
Know.
So I would have probably said, I would have known that you'd like Madness. I know that you'd probably like the Kinks, just because we were both born in houses that basically were generations back in music, weren't we? Although you do have a cool dad who listens to Kerrang.
I sent you a TikTok today about Kerrang.
Oh, I haven't seen it yet.
You're probably on your way here, and it was like Kerrang in 2001, and it had a kid in front of a television. It was playing a song. I was thinking, this is me watching my dad watch Kerrang.
Nice, very nice. Oh, well, let's move on. Do you remember the shit that I bought? Remember? Did you give it a thought? Remember? It's probably tat, that's all. Woo! So, Rob, you've been playing Power World, I believe.
I have been playing Power World quite a lot, actually. Hang on, what the fuck? What's that noise? Oh, Jesus, fuck, what's that? Oh,
hello.
No, it's you fucking idiot.
You going to apologise to us yet for locking us up, playing with our genitals, chaining them up, electrocuting our genitals, working for evil Santa? I mean, are you going to apologise? Come on. Oh, well, fuck you, you dirty cunt. Right, that's a bit better, but still, we'll have to talk about this. But while you're here...
Oh, he's got some Do You Remembers for us.
Oh, okay. Well, Do You Remember is being fed into this now.
Let's have a look. What is it? From a little note here. It's from Flower on Discord.
Oh, okay.
Got 2 Do You Remembers.
one day I might update the webpage with people's scores. Okay, well, Prison Pigeon. Oh, are you pressing the button, Rob, or is the pigeon pressing it?
Bird, press the button.
So I'm just going to bring the volume down on that while it plays in the background. That is the Littlest Pet Shop from 1995, apparently, the intro and credits. But
Oh, is it? 95.
I do remember the Littlest Pet Shop.
I remember the Littlest Pet Shop.
I haven't thought about it in fuck knows how many years because it was shit.
I cannot remember last time I thought about this either, and I do remember it.
It wasn't one of my favourites. I just started secondary school 95.
Yeah. Can you stop that playing in the background because I can't concentrate on it?
Oh, you can't concentrate.
No.
Okay, I'll stop it.
I can't listen
Oh,
to
no,
two
it started
things
again.
at once.
Okay, I'll stop it this time.
No, you've got to press it. You've got your hand there. I can see. I'm not blind.
Aren't you? I'm
Stop
not
it.
going to press it, I promise.
So
I'm not. Okay, look, hands are up here.
I haven't seen this in a long time. Haven't heard about it in a long time. Definitely remember it.
Yeah, it wasn't one of my favourites.
Yeah.
I would have watched it if it was on. Barely.
Yeah.
I think I would have. This would have been a CITV show, surely.
Where's Ben? We have to message Ben and ask
Ben,
him.
is this a CITV
Calling
show?
Ben, we did a bat signal with Ben Baker signal.
The CITV logo in the sky.
Yeah.
And he comes from the darkness. Yeah.
Did someone say heart attack?
Oh, Rob, you're never going to live that down.
I think it's hilarious.
I think it's brilliant, but
He gets a point.
it does.
Flowers getting
Flower
first
does
point.
get a +1 for that.
So he sent 2.
He sent 2. Well, let me close this one then, and go on then, Pigeon. Send it over and press play for me.
Barking, scratching, frisbee catching, presidential pets. That's us. Changing to the canines who drive souped-up cars and jets. Coming through. Tilka sniffing, toilet sipping, soaring through the sky. I like it. Bacon drooling, quick refueling. Who says dogs can't fly? Not me. Speeding, crashing, fearless smashing, vehicles explode. Ooh. Chasing, racing down the road. Road Rollers.
I have never heard of this.
I've never heard of this
I've never
either.
seen this. Is this just furry porn?
I have absolutely got no clue what on earth this is.
Well, straight away +0 because neither of us have ever heard of this.
Sorry,
God damn
Flower,
it.
that one. You definitely pulled that one out of some back catalogue from...
So
Who
96
knows
to
where.
97, allegedly, according to the Warner Archive.
It's Warner Brothers.
Yeah, it's Warner Brothers. Let me put it this way. It's no Bugs Bunny. It's no Tiny Toons. It's no Space Jam.
I mean, I heard accents there, so was this like maybe you only did a few episodes over here?
I honestly, I don't know. I've never, ever, ever, ever seen this show at all. I'm just jumping onto IMDb now, and I'm just going to say, how many episodes were there? Because if it turns out there's like 5...
It feels like the same era as Attack of the Killer Tomatoes.
13 episodes.
Yeah.
13 episodes. It did not do well then, did it? Yeah. What is the English language plot outline for Road... No, I'm not...
Let's not get into it.
It's... Yeah, no.
Well,
0
I mean,
points.
well done to Flower. It got 1,
Yeah, definitely better than
which
than
does
most.
not normally happen for the guest ones.
Yeah, I wasn't even expecting a Do You Remember this week, so happy days.
Right, Bird, pick up your shit and fuck off.
Yeah, fuck off. Go and find a car windscreen to crash into. Ooh. Anyway, right, Power World, you were talking about something before that arsehole turned up.
Yeah, so it went right in my head, that fucker. Yeah, so I've been playing a game, which I haven't been playing a game for ages, to the point where just before you turned up, I was playing Power World on the Xbox before you turned up. And on the Xbox, it tells you like the last 5 notifications you received.
Right.
Number 4 on the notifications list was when I added your friend list to my friend list, which was a year ago.
Wow.
So that shows you how active I've been on the Xbox for the last year.
Oh, it's crazy, isn't it? I've not been active on either console. And it's like, I really should be. In fact, I've probably played more Quest 3 than I've played the Xbox in the past 6 months.
Yeah. So, Power World is essentially... I'd like to play it with you, actually. See, do you like survival games at all? You ever been into survival games?
Oh, I don't mind them.
So imagine... Oh, but you don't like Pokemon. Actually, that should probably be why you would like this.
They've got guns.
They've got guns. So imagine Pokemon,
Yes.
but you're not so much fight. It's not turn-based fighting. You've just rather got the Pokemon coming around with you. You capture them like you do. There's not other people, other trainers around with Pokemon. Just imagine there's Pokemon in the world and you capture them.
Right, okay.
But it's in a survival game. So you've got a hunger meter, you've got to build a base, you've got to get technology, level yourself up, and as you level yourself up, you can get different level pals, they call them.
Right, okay.
And it's, if you get it on Steam, it's £22.
That's
It's on
not a bad
Games
price.
Pass. I didn't realise it was coming on Game Pass. I brought it on Steam, played it for about 3 hours, and then in the evening it appeared on Game Pass. I was like, oh shit! So I did a refund. Luckily, because
luckily.
2 hours is the limit,
Yeah.
and I just said, look, I know 2 hours is the limit, but I did not know this was on Game Pass, as I wouldn't have brought it. If I don't get a refund, I don't get a refund. But I think when it's over a certain time, it's not the AI. They have to go to a person.
Oh,
and obviously
and
the
it's just the
person.
person
And
said
I've
yes.
never refunded a game before. So maybe they'll look at your past history and be like, look, he's clearly done 3 hours and then not come back to it.
He's clearly spent his life savings on his library. If he's only refunding one, it's fine.
Yeah, but also I said to my wallet, not to my card. So it went back to Steam's wallet. And I think that played in my favour.
Probably.
Because there was another game I wanted anyway, basically the exact same price.
Oh, okay, cool.
So I just got that one instead. But yeah, and it's really good fun. So yeah, you capture these, they call them pals, in spheres, not balls. So you have pal spheres, not Pokeballs.
I've already seen online non-stop all the letters that the Pokemon company have released saying, we are aware of this, we are looking into
Please
this.
stop messaging us.
So, I mean, how long until you'll
Okay.
turn it on one day and it'll be like, there's a 38 gigabyte update waiting, and it will just suddenly be all different creatures and everything will just be different skins.
There's two things of it I think I don't like. One is particularly egregious, that every time it happens, I actually feel a bit annoyed by it.
Right.
But really, it's like, if you make one survival game and then you make another survival game, well, I don't think anyone has a right to say they own survival games.
Oh,
Which is
God,
why
no.
there's so many. Which is the same reason I don't think Pokemon and Nintendo have got a right to say we own games where you can capture creatures in vessels.
I absolutely agree with that. The one thing I will say is that Power World seems to have literally got a 3D scanner
This is
and basically
where
gone,
I'm coming to,
just
yeah.
add a little extra tail, make them a little bit
Yeah.
chubbier there, change the
Yeah.
colour. It's fine. Oh, and mount a Gatling gun on it.
Yeah. So there are a few of the pals that look almost identical with Pokemon in every single way.
Right.
I mean, like, okay, Pikachu and this weird electric thing, cat thing they've got in theirs. Clearly, it's based on it. Clearly, it is, but it doesn't look like Pikachu. It's just a different yellow thing. It looks like kind of like a mini yellow tiger. But there are some on there that look fucking identical, apart from a color change.
So
which
surely it's going to come down
I think
to...
they might. It might. I think all I can really see is happening from it is they get told, look, these ones you've got to take out and put something else in. You've
Yeah.
got to swap this. I think there might be just over £100, but it's probably, I reckon there's probably about 20 in there that are a bit too close.
There's 100 original series, pal. Wait
Yeah.
for series 2, and there's another 100 for you to collect.
From what
In Power
I
World
understand
Red.
is that they AI generated the design of them, and it would have used
Oh.
Pokemon as part of its data center, and they haven't then gone,
No, that's
let's now
interesting.
modify these. And this is a really good example of why actually
AI shouldn't
AI
be used to an
shouldn't have
extent.
been used and say. But one thing that's happened on Steam now is that games have to say when they've used AI. A new terms
is
and
a good
conditions come out,
thing.
else they'll pull you from Steam and apparently sue you. I don't know how they can sue you, but that's what I've heard. I don't
That's
really know.
interesting.
But from all, I haven't checked this, but from all accounts, Power World have said they've used AI, but haven't put it on the Steam page that they have.
Oh.
But this is regulations on Steam that came out, I think, after Power World came out. Not
So
because of
it
it.
may
It's
not
been doing
apply
it. It
to
just,
them then.
Yeah, it just so happens that it's happened at the same time.
Or Power World are just running the gauntlet and just go, if we end up going offline, we end up going offline.
They've
Let's
already
Stick our cock out and go
something
for it.
like the first or second highest played game on Steam in history, the biggest selling game on Steam in
let's face
history.
it,
They've made their money.
I know you like Pokemon,
Mm-hmm.
but Pokemon is better when Pokemon have guns.
Power World is the best Pokemon game I've played since Legends of Arceus or Pokemon Blue.
I had Pokemon Blue,
Yeah.
and I've still got it at home somewhere. And
Keep it. If you've got the box, it's worth a fortune.
I don't. I've only got the cartridge, and the only reason I don't know where it is because when my nephew was about 6 or 7 years old, he found it, and he's like, "Oh, can I play this?" And I switched it on and immediately switched it off because all of my characters on the game are horrendously named. Go gonorrhea!
Oh dear. So the real bit that actually does make me cringe is the sounds they've used. If anyone's ever played Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, Power World have essentially stolen the sounds from that and put it in the game. They are to the fucking note. They've literally. I've played Breath of the Wild to nausea. I've played it so much, like multiple times. I absolutely love it. It's one of my favourite ones since Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask. And I'm someone that's played every single Zelda game to completion. I love it. Is one of the best game series in my opinion. And as soon as I started playing it and heard that first noise, I instantly went, "You've stolen that." So every time you go to a new area, it goes like blum 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 blum. If anyone's played the game, they'll know.
Yeah.
And if you've played Breath of the Wild, have you played Breath of the Wild?
I have. It was actually one of the first Zelda games I really enjoyed, as I didn't like the N64
That weird
ones.
twinkly ding 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 ding. Those noises are in fucking Power World. And I think that is what's actually going to get them in trouble.
So can I just... I know this is really, really scraping the barrel, but I'm going to put it out there. I don't think it's going to get a Switch release.
Yeah, Power World, probably not.
Yeah, they're going to get sued. I don't care how much money they've made. They're going to lose that all. From what I'm reading, what I'm seeing, I just can't see. They're on a no-win scenario.
Well, it's the Kobayashi Maru of computer games.
Yeah, but none of them are William Shatner cheesing.
So the thing about it is that people are confused what's happening because normally Nintendo are instant with coming for you. They will come for anybody, no matter how small they are. Somebody made a mod to actually put Pokemon in Power World, and the mistake that person made was they charged for it, and that was day one. Instantly, he got sued and forced to take it down. Instantly. Why haven't they done that to Power World? But they do it to everybody instantly, and for some reason, they haven't done it to Power World. Is it because they're both Japanese companies? Who knows?
There's got to be something, and I'm intrigued to see how it goes. But as for the gameplay, let's just come off the controversy of it all for a moment. How do you find the gameplay? Because I mean, I've only seen bits and pieces turn up on things like TikTok, and one of the TikTok videos was, "Let me introduce you to my farm," and he kind of walks into the building, and
slaves.
he's basically slave pals working 24 hours a day.
So unlike some kind of survival games where you build your equipment, it's kind of, you got the materials, you build it, it's crafted, it's done. Where everything has a time to build, and it can be anywhere from 5 seconds to 5 minutes. And you don't want to stand there holding F for 5 minutes. So you have your pals have all got different skills. Some can water plants, some can plant seeds, some can craft, some can chop wood, some can get metal, some can transport.
Oh, okay.
So like if someone's chopping wood, then the wood will fall on the floor. Well, if that pal can't transport, you have to have a pal that can transport. So they'll go pick it up and put it in a chest for you.
Yeah, it makes
it's that
sense.
kind of stuff. So you basically just have a workforce of pals in quotes,
Right?
Slaves for the rest of the. For all
It is slave labour.
Now it gets a little bit more foggy. Is that you can actually get humans in pal spheres.
This is what I'd say.
Yeah. So you can capture humans and make them do stuff too.
So what is there? Are the humans in it AI?
Yeah,
So they're NPCs.
they're
then?
NPCs. Yeah.
But you can make them slaves.
But you can essentially make them act like pals, feed them berries from the berry
Oh,
box.
there's going to be so many problems with that, isn't
There's
there?
a lot of funny TikToks, yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to have to play this game. And
Somebody
not
was
because they're
calling it a
slaves.
focus camp.
Yes, that's the one I saw.
Which was a real bit on the nose.
Yes.
So welcome to my focus camp.
There's quite a lot wrong with that, isn't there?
So yeah, but I've got this tiny little green little leaf thing. He looks so cute. He jumps on my shoulders and he gets an assault rifle. It's brilliant.
I just love how it's cute little green. He jumps on my shoulder and whips out an assault rifle.
Yeah, just guns down everything. It's brilliant. You can pick up a tiny little fox who's got a fiery tail and squeeze him and he jets fire out his face and burns everyone alive. Brilliant.
Love it. Is it co-op or?
Yeah.
Oh, so there is a co-op.
So if you're on Steam, it's 32 players. On Xbox, it's 4.
Oh, okay, that's not too bad.
I only know you and Mark. So
oh,
I know
who more do you need?
Between us, there's 3 of us.
I'll definitely.
I'd love you to hop on and join my world and just have a look at it.
Yeah, no,
It's
I'm
fun.
definitely up for that. Bearing in mind, I've seen what you and Mark have done on Minecraft.
You need to see our Valheim world. We went really mental in Valheim.
Well, you invited me to one, and I fell down a hole and felt like I was falling like for 5 minutes before I got to the underground railroad you had built.
Yeah, so in Minecraft, we made mine shafts that had. We made cart tracks because we were trying to. Because what happened was my server was out of date, and when you update the server to get all the new stuff, you had to go to biomes you hadn't visited yet. And we had explored the world quite a lot, so we had to go really far to load new chunks, which meant we had to basically create an underground train subway system, which took us like a week to make the subway system. But also we made, he's a massive United fan, isn't he? So we made Old Trafford.
Yes, yes, that was it. Because you took me for a visit there.
Yeah, it's made Old Trafford.
I'll tell you what, let's just come. Do you think people still play Minecraft?
Well, I made that whole storyline for you and Kate.
I know,
to play.
we had lots of fun with that. And I miss playing it. So maybe when we finally get Ko-fi running, we should make it a Ko-fi members membership that they can go. So I've got a server. I pay Microsoft monthly for their Minecraft thing that you can do from within the game.
Yeah,
I think we just make it an invite only for Ko-fi members so they can come and join our Minecraft world.
Yeah.
I mean, you can guarantee we're just going to turn up and there'll be Mount Cock over there and Mount Volva over there, and there'll just be sex things everywhere. But I think that'd be quite fun.
Play Power World is what I'm trying to say to everyone. It's fun. There are a few things about it that I think are a bit dodgy, but overall, it's fun. It's the Pokemon game we've all wanted to have for years.
So play it while you can.
And I think it's good for Nintendo to have some flipping competition.
Yeah, definitely. Everyone that has reviewed us and left star ratings on Good Pods, thank you so much. Because
thank you.
Honestly, it's really, really fun to wake up to an email from Good Pods listing, you've made it into the top 100, you've made it into the top 100 indie comedy, you've made it into the top 100 overall for comedy. It's like, what the fuck is going on? This is brilliant. So yeah, please keep going to Good Pods. Review us, leave us a star rating, leave us little messages on there. We try and reply on there. If you don't want to use Good Pods, come on to Apple Music and onto not Apple Music, Apple Podcasts. Any of your podcasts, if you can leave a review or a rating, do it. I know Spotify, you can only do a star rating.
Yeah, we've got 14 5-star reviews on Spotify.
Really?
We do, yeah. I looked
blimey.
yesterday.
I'm quite impressed with that.
Yeah.
I need to check the Apple ones, I guess. But yeah, if you're on Apple Podcasts, leave us a review or a star rating there because it all helps and it gets our show found.
Yeah, particularly the Good Pods one, it feels like it's an upcoming thing. They're really active on social media.
What it seems to me is I didn't realise Google Podcast Player or whatever it's called is being... Well, it's facing what every product Google comes up with.
It's going to the Stadia in the sky.
Yeah, it's basically Google came up with it and said, yeah, we don't really care about it anymore. It's grown up a little bit. It's a bit spotty now. It's spoken back to us a couple of times. So bye.
Yeah.
And they kick it out and they're going to have a new baby of something else. So Good Pods feels like it's going to be the spiritual successor to that. So hopefully if everyone over there comes over to Good Pods, brilliant, as it's actually quite a good app. I don't know, have you used the app at all?
I've used it a little bit, and then I saw, it might have been Cliffy or someone like that, put on Twitter about a few bugs they had, and I had the same bugs. It's like, oh yeah, I couldn't get it. Like a message comes up telling you what you've done this week. And on Android, you couldn't close the fucking thing. You couldn't close it. The little tiny Alexa in the corner, you're pressing it,
Didn't
and it
work.
wouldn't go, so you have to close the app, force close, and open it again and hope it doesn't pop up.
Oh, that's a pain.
But another thing that was happening to me was if I'm listening to something, I always force close my apps. And then if you open it again, it would have lost where you were. And I found that very frustrating because things like Spotify don't do that.
No.
They remember where you were. Well, I apparently, according to Good Pods, because I wrote that on his thing, they saw it and messaged me privately and said, oh, just make sure you're on version 8 because that's the one that fixes both of those bugs. Please let us know that you're happy with it.
Exactly the same thing.
Yeah.
I said, I will move to Good Pods as soon as they've got a CarPlay version. Because I do most of my podcast listening when I'm driving, I use Pocket Casts because it works on the phone.
Yep.
I can ask my Alexa and it will just start playing from where it left off. So I can say, I'll continue Cheap Show on Pocket Casts and it'll go, oh yeah, you're halfway through the episode, and it will play it where I was in the car. Brilliant. I was getting in the car, it's like, well, I want to use Good Pods. I was getting used to the app, plug it into the car, no car app yet. It's like, oh, well, that's killed it for me.
Yeah.
But I put that on Twitter, not even an hour later, DM in there, just let you know we're working on this. It will be out in a version soon.
Wicked. That's cool.
Boom.
Yeah.
They are really, really shit hot. And I've actually asked them if we can interview the creator, because I think it would be good to actually speak to the person that's
It's a
behind
lady.
it.
I can't remember her name. I think it's a lady. I saw that she did some interview on one of those tech websites.
Oh, really? Oh,
It's been around a little while, I think.
Yeah, it's been over a year, I reckon.
Yeah.
So I think I spotted it about a year ago when I was looking at podcast players and trying to decide which one do I actually want to
It
use.
feels like it's come out of nowhere, though.
It does, yeah.
Just give yourself a black eye with the microphone.
Smash the microphone into my own face there. Well done, me. Anyway, keep reviewing us. Even if you think it's not been that good an episode, leave a review stating that because it helps us get found by other people.
Well, plus we want to improve.
Oh, yeah, and absolutely. We are always keen on improving, so do let us know. It's the Channel 84 Nostalgic Kids Show Knockout.
Oh, I love it. It's been
It
ages.
still makes him chuckle. And yeah, we haven't done it for ages.
Yeah.
It is Group O. And this is the one I've been waiting for. Grange Hill versus Street Sharks.
Grange Hill versus
Oh, God, he's brought the Street Shark out.
Street Shark. Was meant to be a Do You Remember item.
It was. And
Yeah.
I then basically messaged you the list of all
And then
the
I saw
kids'
it
show.
on there, yeah.
And then the other match was Saved by the Bell versus Rugrats.
Yep.
And we're going to go in reverse order. Saved by the Bell or Rugrats? Saved by the Bell or Rugrats?
I
Rob?
watched both of them. I watched them both a lot.
Yeah.
I still now would enjoy both of them if they were on, even with some of the things that might not be so nice about a particular person that was in Saved by the Bell.
Yes,
if
that's
we
true.
can just pretend that didn't happen and just talk about the show. Rugrats just beats it.
Yeah, I absolutely
It's-
agree on that one. Rugrats, for me, it had probably more adult jokes in
Yeah,
it than
it did.
Saved by the Bell
It did, yeah, it definitely did.
There's always going to be in my head, there was an episode and they had hamsters, the hamsters escape, and by the end of the episode they go down into the cellar and there's just hundreds of hamsters
Yeah.
everywhere, and the whole Dr. Lipschitz stuff as well.
Yeah.
It's just everything about Rugrats was just wonderful. So for me it's Rugrats.
It's for me, it's
you
Rugrats.
Rugrats. We got 22 votes
Wow, that's a lot.
and Rugrats took the majority.
Good.
63.6% versus 36.4%. So only 2/3 of the votes, actually. It was close. But yeah, 22. Who takes the socks off? Tough one. Hated them both.
Yep.
So, yeah, thanks for that. But no, Rugrats all the way for me. I bought them on DVD. Well, I didn't. We got them for Christmas. I'm sure I said this in a previous episode. It was like £100 off eBay, but the entire DVD collection of them. Rob is currently rubbing a pussy on his microphone, so please
if
ignore
anyone
that
hears
furry
that,
noise.
yeah.
Cat, do a fart.
Don't put your ass on it.
I
My
would
face
love-
goes near that. Go sit on the chair, look.
Okay, look, let's come to the big one. And this is the big one for me. Grange Hill versus Street Sharks. Now, I barely remember Street Sharks. Now, was that a Channel 4 cartoon on a Sunday or a Saturday?
Yeah, it might be. Let me get it up my phone. I have got it on here. The thing is, it's one of those ones that I just have fond memories of.
Mm-hmm.
But it's against the wrong thing. It's against the wrong thing. Yeah, 3 seasons of Street Sharks, 1994.
Hang on. Your memory was against the wrong thing. You weren't thinking about Sharky and George like I was.
No, not Sharky
That's what I was
and
thinking.
George, the crime busters of the sea. So it was on. Is it going to say what channel it was on? It's all American, isn't it?
Yeah, I've got a feeling it was a Channel 4. That was that Sharky and George. I might be mixing that up now. Sharky and George may have been Channel 4. Let's have
Buena Vista.
Again, we need to get the Ben Baker alarm up.
Yeah,
as I'm sure he'd be
the
able
Ben
to
Baker
tell us.
signal. Okay, so it doesn't say what channel it was on. It just says it comes out on VHS.
Oh, VHS. Right, okay. Street Sharks, it's on the list of programs broadcast by CITV on the CITV
was it?
wiki.
Oh, he would have known. See, he would have known that.
He would have known. We could have saved all of about 2 minutes there. No, definitely CITV then. And it was Sharky and George must have been the one that was on Channel 4 then. Yeah. I only barely remember it. I wasn't really blown away by it.
Can I get the Street Sharks intro on?
I can find the Street Sharks
Try
intro.
to remember it.
Yeah,
I'll remember it as soon as it comes on. I'll know it.
Street Sharks intro. And yeah, I've even left that microphone running actually, so that works nicely. Here we go. 1994. And I yeah.
We need a camera. We're dancing. A good intro, eh?
It's
a good
not
intro.
a bad intro at all.
Some bit of saxophone in there.
I was just going to say, sexy saxophone.
Peak garage
But then you got Grange Hill.
for Grange Hill, you know.
So
What can we
Grange
say?
Hill
What can we
is
say?
one of these difficult things, really. Because first of all, when do you think Grange Hill first aired?
I think it's been going on for eternity.
Yes,
Is it late 70s? Is it that early?
78.
Yeah, I only really know that because I know you've been rewatching it.
Yeah, so good old ITVX has got all the series up to season 23 now, which is just really exciting me because literally I stopped watching season 14 because it had finished.
Yeah.
And then I checked in January. It's like, oh, I wonder if they put the new season up because they seem to be putting up one a year. And it was like season 15 to season 23. Now it's like,
Yeah.
oh, happy days. Because that was my era of Grange Hill that I remember with Chrissy being pregnant, all these things going on in it. It's just wonderful. But I was going to say, do you remember both theme tunes?
No.
Right,
There was two.
There's the classic one, which is the earliest one. So let me play that for you now.
I know that one, yeah.
Yep. So that's
Boom,
the
boom,
classic
boom,
one, and
boom,
that was
boom,
used
boom.
for several seasons. But
But
then you got to the late 80s, 90s. It might be 1990 that this came in.
Which is when I probably would have watched it.
Possibly. And for me, it's just immediately nostalgic overload. It's up there with the Biker Grove one, but just so much better.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly.
I can even remember them running down the hallway and the names coming up, and yeah.
It's just, yeah, absolutely classic. Anyway, I've spoken way too long about this one already.
Grange Hill beats Street Sharks, basically, is what we're saying.
For me, Grange Hill beats
Me
Street
too.
Sharks.
Me too, yeah.
Do you want to take a guess on the vote, how it turned out?
It's got to be 100% Grange Hill. I
Well,
kind of feel
first
like
of all-
I was in the minority for even knowing what Street Sharks was.
Matt on a pint of Cthulhu.
Yeah.
Boo, Grange Hill sucks.
No.
Odd Pod, hard to choose as they're so similar. It's sarcasm, I understand. Karen of the Chesters. I don't know Street Sharks, but I do know Grange Hill.
Mm-hmm.
Someone called Cough, Grange Hill, no question.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently, 97.7% of the people agreed Grange Hill should
So
win.
Matt was the only one that voted for Street Sharks.
Yeah.
By the look of it.
How many votes do you think we got?
4.
220.
What?
Basically,
How do we get 220 votes?
because I've commented about Grange Hill before, I'm followed by a couple of bot accounts, which are...
So bots have been
Well,
voting.
no. So they are basically
We've been musked.
Twitter accounts that look out for keywords.
Mm-hmm.
So Sausage on a Fork, which is the original logo and stuff from the Grange Hill intro, liked to reply that had Grange Hill in it, and they basically do most stuff. And then there was another one as well, I think was here we go. Hill_Grange, Twitter account for lovers of all things Grange Hill. This is a fan account. So basically, they've probably got a bot that scours for the words Grange Hill together, and they both retweeted it. So it's like it went from like 3 votes to 220 by the end of the day. It's like,
So,
no wonder Grange Hill won.
so just hashtag Grange Hill every single tweet that we do for the show from now on.
Well, I feel like saying Street Shark should win. Because
Yeah, imagine if
we haven't got against opinion for ages now.
Yeah, imagine if we'd both said Street Sharks and we went against 200
The
and...
219, except for Matt, who wanted Street Sharks. But hang on. What does that work out? 2.3% of 220.
Oh, that's so good.
That's just wonderful, isn't it? But there we go. We are going to do an episode where we'll probably do 3 or 4 of these, as there's only 7 left before we're into the final stages, where it works out the play order of who goes against who.
Yeah.
And just to comment on the whole Odd Pod thing there, yes, Odd Pod, we're well aware that they're so similar, but we did do this fairly. We just pumped all the names into a program and allowed it to randomly select.
Yeah.
So we weren't going to put them up against shows that were similar to each other, although it is funny how Saved by the Bell ends up in the same group,
Yeah.
just not the same match. But that was genuinely good fun. And we're at the taste test time of the day. And number 1, Rob has had the plague. So, Matt, over at APOC, the chilies are safe. They are going to get tasted. You are still going to cause us unimaginable pain, but just not this episode.
No, I need a...
It's not
Make
safe
sure I'm
because
all right.
of Rob's constitution. To put it in words,
Yeah.
that sounds nicer than he may shit himself to death.
And I'm working on a building site all week.
Oh, it's just not a good idea. So we're going to push that to the next episode. So instead, we've got 3 things to taste. One of these, 2 of these are courtesy of Kay's dad. If that sounds a little bit weird, I'm her stepdad. So just to clear that one up, before you just randomly think I've taken Kay off the street and I'll just randomly keep her to myself. Now, no. He has provided us 2 things. Do you want to eat or drink first?
Get the drink out and then we can use it to wash down the terrible food.
Fair enough. So I know how much you love a little bit of Willy, a little bit of Wonka in your
Yeah,
life.
I love a bit of willy in my mouth.
Well, Wonka has done some cans that have been called candy cans.
Uh-huh.
And this is sparkling toffee apple drink.
Sparkling children pain.
And yeah, it's 0 sugar.
I'm just going to continue drinking my full fat Coke over here.
Yeah, I've got my full fat cherry Coke, because I'm going to say this is probably going to be fairly rank. The can's quite attractive. I quite like the
It's a good looking can, yeah.
It's got kind of a matte gold finish at the top. It's got a nice kind of screen printing on it.
Almost rose gold, isn't it? Almost.
It's just, I don't like the idea of a toffee apple drink that's sparkling. It just sounds
I like
foul.
fizzy apple. Apple ties, I love it. Oh, that's quite a good...
It's got a good fizz to it. Before I even give this a sniff, I'm going to pour this into the drinks. No, you've got to drink more than that.
Okay, well, straight from the get-go, it does actually look like an apple juice.
It does look like an apple juice. It does look like a sparkling sort of piss drink.
Oh, yeah, it smells exactly what you think it's going to smell like.
That smells like one of those iron brews.
It smells like cream soda.
Yes, it's just bloody cream soda again, isn't it? In fact, that is cream soda.
I've put it in the right kind of glass. You can get good
Oh,
sniffs.
yeah. See, I should be laying down on my sofa in my pants with this in my
tumbler
hand.
should get so much or some ice.
Yeah, the huff on that, to steal the word from Cheap Show.
I've been trying not to say
Just
huff.
we steal so much anyway. Yeah, I'm sorry. I've got to get a picture of your cat sitting next to you. She just looks so pissed off.
Yeah, it's because I'm not stroking it. She's just giving you
I'll
evils.
post that one up on Twitter. The taste test cat is not happy. He's going for a taste. He's got it round his lips. He's swilling it round his mouth. He's swallowed.
It doesn't really taste of anything.
Oh, okay. Well, let me give it a taste then. It doesn't, does it?
I can't pin what it is. There's a very slight apple taste and a very slight creamy taste.
Yeah, that is cream soda with a hint of apple juice. It's not unappealing, and actually it's got a bit of an aftertaste, and it's actually quite a nice aftertaste. It's not warm, or is it? I don't know how to describe it, actually. I'm getting it at the kind of top of my mouth, at the back of my throat. Let me finish that off.
When you have a big gulp of it, there is a little bit of a toffee apple feeling to it.
Yeah, it's definitely more cream soda than anything.
Yeah, it's definitely it really just tastes like cream soda with maybe a little bit of apple. Sorry, I wasn't talking to the microphone then.
But to be fair, I think I'm happy with that. I don't think I'd want a sparkling apple drink that tasted of toffee. I don't like the idea of toffee apples anyway. I don't like fruit on the most part, but the idea of coating something like an apple in toffee, it's a waste of toffee in my book. Just give me the toffee and someone else can have the apple.
It's nothing. That, to me, that doesn't really... I can't give it a bad score because it's not gross, but it certainly isn't nice.
Oh, the burps aren't particularly nice with it.
Right, ratings. It's been a while. I'm going to give that a 4-point NSPCC.
4-point NSPCC. Explain that one. I want you to explain why you're dragging the NSPCC into this one.
Where's Willy Wonka, children?
Yeah,
Simon, by the way, I keep saying how I want somebody to make a chart of all of our results. Since you're going back through the episodes, can you write down what we get for results? Everything. Save me doing it.
That would be
please.
a good idea. I'm going to go with a 4-point benefit scrounger.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know if Grandpa, whatever his name, turns up in the Wonka film. I'm guessing not, seeing it's way before his time. But Grandpa Joe, is it?
Oh, I don't know.
But yeah, definitely a 4-point scrounger. That is not terrible. I wouldn't mind it if that was someone said, this is all we've got that's fizzy. A couple of ice cubes, that'd be quite nice.
If it was like on the table and there's like only a few drinks, I'd probably pour some of it and go, yeah, I know what that tastes like.
If there was Pepsi Max on the table or that, I'd go for that every time.
Yeah.
Because Pepsi Max is piss. Oi!
She scratch you.
I get scratched because I'm not stroking her properly.
Right, what's next?
Right. These are a bit old. So these were bought for us before Christmas, but obviously because
I've got the Christmas ones in the cupboard over there that we never did. McCoy's, yeah.
We'll do that next episode, shall we? But yeah, because we got...
if I didn't eat them already.
Done by a gang of basically a pigeon and Santa at Christmas, we didn't get around to taste testing. This is Walker's Christmas pudding flavour, which, again, I'm well aware the Cheap Show boys have already done.
I do not like Christmas pudding at all.
No, neither do I.
But then again, Walker's chicken crisps don't taste like chicken, so...
Oh, don't take too deep. Oh, that's horrible.
Yeah, it doesn't smell very nice, does it?
Oh my God, that was horrible.
Multi-pack bag not to be sold separately. Is he gone and brought a whole multi-pack of these?
I don't know.
I've got one.
I thought you were going straight in there for a moment. Let me see if the smell gets better. No, it's sweet and savoury at the same time, that smell, isn't it? It's
yeah.
Oh,
I'm just going to go for it.
He's gone for quite a big one as well. I'm just seeing if I can find a smaller one. He's crunching it away. He's behaving. Look, you notice he's not even crunching it into the microphone.
Because I re-listened to some of these, and I don't like listening to people eat.
No, I can't stand it either. Right, I'm going to wait for you to finish, and then I'm going to start eating it while you talk.
I don't really know what that tastes like. This is not very good for an audio podcast here. I can't describe it. It doesn't taste like anything, really. It's kind of... I said about chicken, it's one of those weird... It's been a long time since I've had Christmas pudding, but when I've had it, I've hated it. So I've not had it again. I'm going to have a few more.
It's the problem with crisps. Crisps are moreish, even if they're a horrible flavour.
It's like a massive chunk.
There's currants, isn't there? Or something similar to currants in a Christmas pudding. And that definitely comes through. The fruit flavouring of it comes through. But then you've got kind of the rest of the savoury flavour, and it just seems to be nothing.
Right. If I was going to say that tasted like a different kind of crisp, imagine the Walker's chicken crisps, but take away the strength of them. Take away the strength of them, and you're left with that kind of meaty, like a cross between the chicken and steak crisps.
Right.
A weird kind of meaty, kind of...
A meaty, savoury base.
Yeah. That's just what this tastes like. And I know that none of that should be in a Christmas pudding. You know what? My breath now feels like I've eaten a mince pie.
Interesting.
Take a big... Do you eat mince pies?
No, I can't stand them.
Okay, yeah. So if you take a big chunk like I just did...
No.
Now while I'm talking, I can feel the kind of... I can always taste my own breath, and now it tastes like I've eaten a mince pie. But it does not taste like mince pie while I'm eating it.
But it should not be a crisp.
I'd eat this bag.
Would you?
Yeah. It's not horrible. It just doesn't taste anything like what I think Christmas pudding
You
is.
can keep those then.
I might finish them.
Bedtime snack.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. For me, that is a 2 point lump of coal to stick it with the fact that it was a Christmas flavour.
Well, we know I'm stingy with my points. So it's going to be a 4. A 4 point, where's the brandy?
Can I just point out, nobody remembers what our point scoring is here. I'm pretty sure it was 2.4 to 6, wasn't it?
Something like that. We've changed it a few times.
Again, Simon, feel free to fill us in.
Simon, you're in charge of the scoring for... Your chief score writer.
Yeah, well, thanks a lot, Steve, for sending those over. They've been...
thank you,
They've
Steve.
definitely been tasted.
I want to know what he thought of them, if he brought a multi-pack of just Christmas puddings.
I will fill you in on that, because we have one more can of drink, because he forgot to take his one with him.
Oh, right.
So I will get him to fill us in on that one. But yeah, out of both of those, I would go drink over crisps.
Yeah. Well, I really like crisps. I'll go for crisps over drink.
No, fair enough. Well, that's okay. That's fine. We can disagree, you know. But I did make sure, because I thought they would both possibly be so horrendous.
Uh-huh.
I thought we'd better end on something nice. So I stopped off at Asda on the way over, and I've got Terry's chocolate orange mini eggs, which are delicious normally, the white version.
I just realised why. How much my throat going to hurt.
Oh, well, you only need to have one egg in
you know
your
what?
mouth.
Oh, it's upside down. Don't open it upside down. Don't open it upside down. Turn it around. Turn it around. You purposely just turned that round.
Have you been talking to Gemma?
No, I cannot stand... I will never open things upside down if I
You
can
need
help
to
it.
message Gem then and tell her that you made me turn it round, because she goes ape shit at me if I do something upside
You
down.
just picked that up the right way, looked at it, turned it round so it's upside down.
Because there's a good
and
reason.
went to open it.
Because you can open it at the bottom.
Don't do it.
Easier, because it's a thinner strip at the top, so it opens smoothly. Whereas if you do it at the top, it either rips below it so it doesn't open up properly.
Yeah, but then if you then plonk it on the table, you've then got a big, long, flatted bit.
Oh,
that's
mate,
gonna
chocolate
fucking-
around me doesn't last that
Doesn't
long to
get
go on the
back to the
fucking
table.
table, you dickhead.
I had some chocolate orange flavoured mini eggs.
See, look, that's what happens. You open it up and it gets that bit in the middle and then it rips.
Yeah, I had chocolate orange mini eggs the other day. I ate the whole pack instantly.
Jesus.
They were beautiful. What?
These look radioactive.
Go on, let's have a look. Oh my gosh, they're very bright.
They are...
Go on, chuck us it. Oh,
Oh, egg overboard.
they look red than orange. They're
They-
like blood orange colour.
They are blood orange colour. They are very, very funky eggs. Oh, I can smell the orange on them straight away.
Oh, they're beautiful. hang on.
So I've got a Terry's
It's
chocolate,
mixing with something.
probably Christmas bloody pudding. Terry's chocolate orange is one of my favourites, and having recently discovered that Yorkie orange tastes pretty much the same, happy days. But these,
Okay, so for me, the white chocolate almost comes across as minty mixed with the
Really?
orange. Yeah, I'm getting like a... You know when you have mint and you get that refreshing peppermint feeling in your mouth? That's what the white chocolate's doing. It has a lovely aftertaste. Really smooth aftertaste.
just full stop. So, it sounds ridiculous. What I look for in my mini eggs is that crisp shell,
Yep,
which they've got.
Yep.
They're not overly stuffed.
spot on with the shell.
Absolutely. And then a smooth sense. It's not one that's just like
Yep.
butter or soft, but it's no effort to bite through the
gonna
chocolate.
have
And
another
they've got all of that. And then the flavour on top, it's not overpowering orange. It's just enough for you to know that's orange chocolate.
Where are the dogs? The dogs haven't come running over.
No, that's true.
He's asleep, that's why.
Oh, fair enough. Bless him. We should probably be asleep, but there you go. Full stop. That's a 6 out of 6 top tier chocolate god.
Not quite there for me. It's a 5-point armadillo for me.
Ooh, rough there for the Terrys, but I'll let you have it because I know that your throat's probably hurting now. That
The
white
third
chocolate
one-
pain.
Not quite. It's not quite. There mustn't be that much sugar in this. As we figured out the threshold, wasn't it?
Threshold.
The threshold was something to do with those two.
Apparently, white
Fury
chocolate's
drinks.
got more sugar in it and everything else. Yeah, but no, I really like those. They're not going to last the car journey home.
I like them, but I probably wouldn't buy a bag of them.
Ooh, you know what we should do?
Mm-hmm.
Easter special, Easter chocolate taste test.
The best Easter chocolate are mini eggs.
I would.
You need to try the orange mini eggs. I'll get you a bag of orange mini
Ooh,
eggs.
yeah, okay.
They
I haven't
are
tried those
so,
yet.
so good. They sell them at the one stop down there, so I'll get you a bag.
Nice. Okay, I will try those.
To introduce Walker's new, tastier salt and vinegar flavour, they're calling them Salt and Lineker.
Thank you yet again for listening to another nostalgia-filled, tangent-filled episode of the Channel 84 Variety Show. Sorry that we missed out the episode for the Untitled Trek Show last week, but I'm sure you all understand health has to come first. We're never going to change that as well, so if you don't like it, fuck off.
No.
No, I won't be so harsh, but yeah, fuck off. So whatever you do, fuck off. That's just, yeah, it's one of those things. We put something out. We hope you enjoyed it anyway. Untitled Trek Show will be back next week. We'll be back in 2 weeks for the main show where we'll be taste testing chili at some point, which I am worried about.
Hopefully, as a kind of sorry the Trek Show didn't come out, a bonus USS shit show episode will come out.
Well, that came out today at the same time
Yeah,
as this
hopefully-
episode, so hopefully
I haven't
you enjoy
edited
that.
it yet, so hopefully it will have come out.
Yeah, fingers crossed.
Yeah.
But back to the business at hand. If you would like to find us and not in real life, then you need to go over to social media, and you can find us on Twitter, Threads, TikTok, Insta, Blue Sky, Discord. Discord is where we do a lot of our stuff. Otherwise, it's Twitter, or otherwise known as X.
Mm-hmm.
You can DM us on there, you can message us on any of those platforms, or you can email us, TJ at, Rob at, or podcasts at. Podcasts at messages us both. Otherwise, you can contact us directly on the other 2 email addresses. If you head over to channel84.co.uk, all our links are there, including the Discord server. As I said, come to the Discord server. We have a lot of fun there, lots of people there. We chat about all the episodes, lots of other things ranging from tattoos through to retro TV and gaming, through to modern gaming, stupid stuff. There's all sorts of stuff there. So please come and join us over there. And otherwise, we will see you in a couple of weeks. And feel free to send us any ideas or any do you remembers or any taste tests. We're always willing to accept them.
Wicked.
Yeah.
Well done.
Well, welcome back, Rob. Thank you very much for
me.
not dying.
Yeah.
And if you've infected me, I will come back to haunt you.
Love you.
Love you too. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to the Channel 84 Variety Show. This station is now shutting down and will be back in 2 weeks. Excelsior.